what have you learnt in the past, say, 12 months about yourself, about the world that you didn't know prior?
Okay.
And how are you fixing the things that aren't right? And how are you maintaining and carrying on the things that are right?
Okay.
And that's what,
okay.
I'll probably answer as well.
For me, my biggest change has just come in terms of my internal mindset. To give an idea, before I would constantly be adding stuff to my head. So like, I need to be doing this. I've got to do this. I've got this coming up here. I need to be busy in this. Like, I've got to be using my life. You know, I'm not here for this whole time. I've got to like fill up my time with all this stuff, and look how then people think I'm successful and great, and then they'll be okay, and then I can relax on this day, and you know, that was my life for like basically since I came to college. So 6-7 years, basically my adult, where I started being independent. I learned this behavior, this conditioned behavior, which came from institutions like the College of Music, and also came from just my own, what my mind came up with. And I had some unhealthy habits. I used to smoke a lot of marijuana all the time. And that was a way for me to...
Which isn't a bad thing to say,
it's not, you know.
We do a little... outside, you know. It's not about the abuse of it, or like if it's... it's knowing when it's over.
I was using it in the wrong way.
Yes.
And I was using it in a way for me to switch off and for me to not have all this constant voices and all this in my head. That's why I was doing it. And I used to say that to myself. I was like, I can't relax until I do that. So then I had this freak out at the start of the year. And basically I realized that I basically became aware that I was not who I thought I was in my head. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was this collection of thoughts and stuff. But I realized I wasn't that. I was like outside of that. And Eckhart Tolle, the meditation stuff, listened to some of his stuff, and I realized I was able to enter that space that I wanted to get into when I used to smoke weed, where it was like this space of spaciousness and stillness and almost thoughtlessness, but not in, when we say someone being thoughtless, we think of them being unkind, or just thoughtlessness as in just stillness and peace. That's what I was really wanting from smoking weed. But I found that in doing like this meditation stuff and being more aware like that, and now my life just feels so different. I feel like a completely different person to me now. So I want to try and spread that ethos, I think, and just like for people to look after themselves and for people to realise that they're not, they might not be who they think they are. Which I know sounds crazy. I've also learned that everyone's path is different, and I can't push this on people. If people come naturally towards you and ask you about it, I think that's fine. But I don't think pushing your views on people, because even if you think you're trying to help them, I don't think that's right. I think you have to be open and listen. By being aware and listening, they might want to open up, and then you can offer that help. But if not, maybe they just want to be listened to. Yeah. So that's some of the stuff that I've learnt this year, and stuff that I want to try and instill and try and help people with. Particularly with creatives and musicians who all struggle with all this stuff. So that's what I want to try and do this year, and record some awesome music. As well. Well, and have conversations like this, because it's really, really beautiful and enlightening. I learn so much every time, and it's great.
That's great, man. What about all of that? That was sick. Just wow. I was just saying, what about like what good thing do you want to kind of carry on that you noticed that, actually, what things do you want to propel? Because I think sometimes we focus on negatives.
I think
so. What good things?
So sorry.
What good things do you want to carry on?
I want to carry on that awareness and try not to judge people, basically, and not try not to label people, because then I think people open themselves up more to naturally.
Yeah.
And they'll feel that. And I think if you can give that love to people, that love emanates and they will pass that on and it'll spread.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my good thing to do.
Yeah. Amazing.
There you go.
How about yourself, bro?
I think there's two sides of it. So I think there's like the actual like doing thing, like, so what's going on in your life, and then there's the eternal thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So just being really stubborn about music. So I'm like hardcore obsessed with music, man. I just spend like hours every night just searching for music and just going back to the same stuff over and over again, being like, oh my god. So I'm just being really stubborn about that. Like, to me, I just feel so lucky that I will be obsessed with music. I know it, like, and I can push it as far as I want with regards to like practicing instruments and stuff. And that when I had that realization, like, hang on, I'm not answering to anyone. I used to feel like practicing was for other people. Like, I need to impress people. I need to prove my worth to people so that I can feel validated and make a career or whatever. But I was like, no, deeper than that, I love music. I'm just obsessed. It's like, so I don't have to do it for validation. I don't have to do it for any other reason than the actual creation of it. And no one can ever tell me I can't do that. And so if I get like a place that allows me to do that, you know, and have everything else going on in my life, like all the usual things like relationships, family and stuff, I'm set, man. I don't need anything more than that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the doing thing. And then just realizing like so much of life is, do you think that you're not being shown something, or that life's hiding something from you? Like, I want more of this, but usually it's like, it's actually a case like it's you're not giving it out. And if you give it out, then it cuts. So example, if I'm like working and I feel like the world's not in the best mood right now, or, you know, I feel like the guys in the house are in the best mood. Usually like, no, it's like, it's me. Like, I'm not just being caring, or I'm not being there for people because I'm too busy like, what is it? And you end up like creating that then, because then everyone else will be like, will be feeling that same thing. So you can see how it all kind of moves away, isn't it? So it starts, like everything you said earlier about everything about like listening to black artists and stuff, it starts with you like looking and being like, okay, if I feel like the world's not doing this thing, or the world's not showing enough of this, it's like, am I? Because I'm just part of that. And then usually when you check yourself, it's like, actually, man, I could be more caring right now about everyone, you know, and you could be a better listener and all this, and then you're being that change, aren't you? And then you're actually part of it, rather than something just like complaining about it. Yeah. Which I think I just realized I just do all the time. Just so much like complaining, like this should be better, this should be different. It's like, I can do that, and then notice happen. So yeah.
Do you know what? That's so crazy. Like, you said something so profound about like, you know, we can complain about stuff, but like, oh, we want more, we want this and we want this. It's like, actually, what are you giving? Like, what are you actually putting into that? Is so that is so true. Like, you know, it's equilibrium at the end of the day. You want this, or you have this idea of what you want to do, what you want to do, but it's like, what you're actually doing, what are you giving? Yeah, and how are you giving of yourself? That's so powerful. Yeah,
and then if you're giving it, then you'll probably end up receiving anyway, because you're just a part of that thing. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. But then if you're always going around like expecting not to see it, and you kind of almost like actively looking for that stuff and like attaching yourself to the negative things. Again, it's like when I say all these things, the only reason I know it is because I've felt it before. So obviously I've felt within myself, you know, all that kind of negativity and things, which is why I can. But then I also feel like it's much more universal than just me. You know, it's like, so clearly these things like human trends, but just knowing that is such an empowering thing. Being like, okay, I'm going to Asda right now. I can either act real pissed off to everyone because I think I like, oh, it's like traffic's really rubbish. It's like raining and everything's terrible. But then you end up like just kind of being a source of that for everyone. Whereas, you know, like the other day I was in Tesco Express in Wally Range, and this lady was just trying to talk to anyone, man, like literally anyone, just like picking, and she just kept saying, I hate going to shops. And clearly she'd been there for a while saying it, but I was just like, oh no, it's a nightmare. And then she was like talking to me for about 10 minutes, just talking at me about everything, you know. And she obviously just wanted to talk to someone, like, and just the fact I was like, you know, I'm just gonna stand here and listen to what she has to say. I had a really good time.
Yeah.
If I was to say, I could have just been like, "Who's this?" Just left it to it. But she wasn't crazy, man. She just wanted to talk to someone. The crazy thing is that everyone was looking at her like she was crazy for wanting to talk, and part of me did as well. To begin with, I was like, "Oh, do I really have the time?" As if I've got anything else to do. Like, it's like 7:00 on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
No, I
lovely?
totally hear that. Jeez.
What about you, man?
Oh wow. I forgot. I think one of the things I learnt the most from the last 12 months is I think just the human spirit is unbreakable. Like it's actually powerful. Like last year was like super, well, we're still in it to be honest, but like the world had a pause button.
Yeah, man.
The world had a reset. All our priorities were just shifted. The priorities were always like, you go to work and da-da-da-da-da. And then work was like, you can't do work anymore.
Yeah.
But guess what? The world still worked.
Yeah.
Things still worked.
Yeah.
Like,
It's interesting, man.
money, you gotta da-da-da-da-da-da. You can't do that anymore. Guess what? You didn't die. And I think it just recalibrated a lot of my priorities for me.
Yeah.
All this ambition and stuff that you're going, it's like, I think for me it was like ambition. You can have ambition, right? But it can actually kill you and damage you. So it just gave me a reset to kind of recalibrate and realign my priorities. And my priorities now, I used to think it was like health and mind, and then maybe money and stuff. And now it's kind of like, that was a lie, because guess what? You were doing things that were detrimental to your health because you had to make this money, you had to do this thing. And it's like, now I'm like, do you know what? I can actually survive if I get this right and my heart right. So it was just like really just reassessing my priorities and realizing that human connection is actually really powerful.
Yeah, man.
It's really powerful, and take that away and we're done.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch up on new episodes every week. Also, check us out on our Facebook and Instagram at RecRooms, where you can find out about our other exciting music series. We also have this and all our other episodes of the podcast up on our RecRooms YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. See you next time.